over there. There's my lights on. Nothing. Nothing! Nothing! I haven't worked on the van for 3 days. I've just come to try and get my head around it again. I've asked for some help on the community tab, and there's been a few of you that have given me pointers that hopefully I will be able to get there eventually. I think it might be useful to explain exactly why I'm even bothering in the first place. So normally I can fix stuff. So it shouldn't be too much of an issue, should it? But I think the most frustrating thing about this is I haven't been able to fix it yet, and I kind of feel like stupid because of it, because every time I fix something I think, oh yeah, I'm fucking clever, but obviously that's not the case. I'm just lacking the knowledge. I have no fucking idea what I'm doing here. And I know there's quite a few people that would say, like, once they wouldn't even bother going to this extent, but this van, I've already said it before in here, it cost me £3 grand. I've had it 4 years. It does everything that I need it to. It fits my scaffold in the back. I can get 8x4 sheets in the back. Everything, these seats fold down at the back. These seats, they're actually Range Rover sports seats, so I feel like a bit special in here. It's done 150,000 miles. I've put a new drive shaft on it. I've just literally sorted out the bloody brakes, and it's had 2 new tyres. And it's like, this should be able to survive another like 100,000 miles. And to get the equivalent van right now, with shitty seats in, similar kind of mileage in year, you're looking at like £7 grand. Now, unless this video had like 50 million views or something, I haven't got £7 grand to spend on it. I've got to finish the fucking house over there, haven't I? So I can't buy a new van out of the build money. My Land Rover, someone said, why don't you get that back on the road? There is a possibility I could do that, but I still need to work out what's wrong with that. It pulls to the left on heavy braking. I don't know whether it's the calipers or not. I have got new calipers, I've got new discs. I don't know whether it's anything to do with the suspension, but in essence, that's just like a mechanical thing that I could probably do eventually, but it's fucking freezing outside. I haven't got a heated garage or anything. I really, really, really want to build one, but I can't do it just yet, and it needs to wait, really. I should be able to fix it. It was working a few weeks ago. It's only a couple of wires. I just need to figure out how to fucking do it. So I've bought a diagnostic tool. This was brand new but second hand. I got it for 80 quid. I don't think the geezer knew how to use it properly, just the same as I don't know how to fucking use it. The SD card was shit. I had to reload the software on there, and I've got to a certain point where I kind of know what I'm doing. And then in terms of like what people have said, this van, the communication system, it communicates between all these different like little computers. They're called modules or ECUs or whatever the fuck they are. They're wired in parallel. So that means if one particular unit stops working, the others will carry on working, because the communication can still go around the outside of the network. Right, so I now understand that. Ollie had mentioned to me, he's a mechanic, and then he said about, do you understand what the CAN network is, blah, blah, and I said, I have no fucking idea. Right, so the way that this fan communicates between the modules is between 2 twisted wires. So they twist round, and one's called CAN high and one's called CAN low. And so if you look in here, this is where the immobilizer goes in, yeah? So that's probably why them ones are twisted, because it's communicating in the CAN network, and that's connected to this. There's a brown wire just there, and then a red and brown wire just there. That one's twisted and it comes out the other side. So this is spliced in somehow, and that's how it's communicating. So a few of you said, test my CAN network, test the resistance, and I should get 60 ohms. So I didn't, obviously people were saying that. I thought, I don't know what you're fucking talking about. Right, so just down here, you see that bit there? That is my OBD2 port. I didn't even know where that was. So I've plugged my diagnostic machine in, but between a couple of these pins, I should be able to measure the resistance for the whole network and then see what it is, and then potentially measure in between the individual computers if I work out where they are. The trouble is I can't do that with this at the moment, because you need something that's called back probes, and you can't stick these in the pins. Liam, he said that he can help me, He's the Mercedes tech that sent me the stuff so I could sort out my parking brake and stuff. He said, whatever you need, I can talk you through it over the phone. So there's me thinking, right, what? So I'm going to have him on the phone and he's going to talk me through the fucking wiring. It feels like he's going to be saying, right, now cut the red wire, like I'm disposing some kind of fucking bomb. I don't know whether I'll be able to do that, but he did say, push comes to shove, he'll just come round and he'll plug in his diagnostic machine and he'll work it all out. I mean, it might come to that. It might come to that. I do want to work it out by myself. I do. And then it's an extra thing that I know. Fuck. Shit, that's my bonnet. Right, it's particularly windy today. I hope I ain't done any fucking damage. Oh, that's lucky. I've already been looking at this. It just blew my bonnet up and then the fucking thing come undone. So when I got that diagnostic, I had a quick flick through because I didn't know how to use it. And then there's 2 errors on there. And one's saying it can't communicate with the head unit. And obviously because the head unit's not there. And then the other one, it can't communicate with the SAM unit, and that's the one that I've already wired up. Liam said, right, just connect up everything that you can. So basically put this all together and then see where you are and then let me know what the issue is from there, and then I'll talk you through whatever needs doing from there. So I don't know whether there's another break in the wire or whether it's something to do with the immobiliser, because obviously the immobiliser fucked up. The alarm works, the LED works for this, so I don't know whether it's just not communicating that I can start the van, but it's just literally, it's not telling it to start. The starter motor isn't going, it doesn't do anything. So I don't know whether it's what is the thing that would stop that from happening. I don't understand what's happening. There you go. I just had to strap it down so it didn't blow the bonnet up and then knock me out. So I think this is the main ECU. I think it is. I'm not really sure. Right. Liam said that this isn't a full SAM unit. This bit on top is an SRB unit, and then the SAM unit is that one there that connects into it. Okay, so the process, this is what I'm going to go through now. I'm going to clear these fucking peanuts because I still haven't done that. I'll connect everything up. I'm not putting the dash back, I'm just putting the actual units. I'm going to run the diagnostics again and I will check if I've got anything else other than just the SAM unit that it's not communicating with. If I can isolate it, then I should be able to say to Liam, right, what the fuck do I do now? Or do I just need to take that immobiliser out? I don't even know how to do that really. And if at first you don't succeed, pick yourself up and try again. Dust yourself off and try again, try again. Oh, and before I forget, quite a few people have said I shouldn't have really used the bullet connectors. They're not really for this job. I should have used the crimp ones that are like, you heat shrink them. Someone did suggest like redoing all the ones I've already done, but I don't feel like doing that. It's Tuesday the 23rd of January 2024. The van's been out of action for 19 days now. We've got some goodies. I've got some cables and some probes, back probes and leads. That's going to help me with my meter. It's been raining all morning. I did want to try and have a go at this earlier, but the rain was I couldn't risk getting the sandboard wet basically and get water damage. This is what I've set up so far. I've got my shitty parasol and then I've got scaffolds in with a tarp and everything. I've got a windbreak now. There's still moisture in the air. I think you see it's still dropping on here, but I might get away with that. Right, it started spitting again, so I've had to do this. Fucking nightmare. I so want to build like a proper workshop garage with a 2-post lift. I'll stick it over there. It's just and it'll be warm, it'll be dry, and I can just work shit out if I want. But right, okay. Right, the situation is I've had a chat with Liam, the Mercedes tech, and he's given me a starting point. Okay, so he said it's good news that everything's working. Now I've plugged everything in. I've got no errors or anything like that on the dash, but my indicators work, electric windows, everything. So it's just literally, I can't get the
starter mode to crank on the last turn of the key. It could be the aftermarket immobiliser. If it's easy to disconnect it and test starting, then it's definitely worth doing. So either something's not connected / connected up incorrectly, or the mouse has caused a short circuit and possibly damaged something. He said, if you got a multimeter, you're all right with measuring voltage. Yeah, I can work it out. I've got one. So we'll work our way back from the starter actuation wire to see where the signal is being lost. Right, this purple wire is the starter actuation wire. And then I told him that this relay was on that, and he said, right, that's to do with your immobiliser. He said, so what you need to do basically is check where I've got power when I turn the key. If I've got 12 volts here and I've got 12 volts there, I might not, this might be broken, this relay. In which case I could probably just bridge, if I connect that purple wire and that purple wire, it might work. So it might be either this, it might be that, it might be the immobiliser, it might be this relay potentially, or it might be another break in the system somewhere. Hopefully he's given me the starting point that I need to figure out where this shit's going wrong. That's got the back probes in it, so that's going to be useful if I need it. This one's got all the extra wires, because the ones that come on my actual multimeter, they're just them ones. I can't really do anything with that. Whereas these have got the screw-in bits, and I screw them in and I can put these on. So this is what I'm going to use initially to test the 12 volts. I'll use these. These are just crocodile clips either side of the wire, so I can use that to bridge. So I've propped up my voltmeter there. It's on 20, so I can see, you can see up to 12 or 13 or whatever. I've earthed down here, yeah. Now this wire is a little bit confusing. That's like a bus bar, I think. So that's alive. That goes back to the immobiliser, and then another one comes back through here. So this one is supposed to get 12 volts, and that one is supposed to get 12 volts. And I've checked them, and they do get 12 volts. The actuator wire here does not get 12 volts, in which case this wire here does not get 12 volts, and that goes down to the starter solenoid and the starter motor. So that's that one there, and then the one down the bottom. So I've bridged them, okay. So that means the starter solenoid will get engaged as soon as I turn the actual key one click, like the first click, not the starter motor, basically, not the end click, which it's supposed to be. I've just tried this and it just worked. I did have it in gear. It's a good job because my handbrake's not on, but I've got concrete blocks underneath. So, and I only turned it for a second. I'll try and show you. See? So I've isolated one half or the other. So it's from this wire back is the issue. So I'm just going to message Liam and see what I need to do next. In one of his previous messages, he said, if I take off the starter relay, and then I need to bridge two of these pins, and he said 30 and 87. So if I look at the side, 30, you won't be able to see this probably. 30 says 3, and then 87 says 5. So I need to bridge pins 3 and 5, and on the back here, it's that one and the bottom one. So I need to bridge that one and that one, and then he said that will eliminate half the thing. So I'm just going to do that. But I think I've already eliminated half, but I'm just going to do this anyway because I can let him know that I've tested that bit as well. That scared me. Right, I'm going to wait until he replies because I mean this. I just put the probe into 30, like here, and then that turns it over. Or it did before anyway. We've blown something up now. Well done if you're still here. I think this video is probably going to be over half hour long. I was editing some of it last night. I'm up to 20 minutes so far, unless I seriously chop it down. The reason why I was releasing it now is to see if I could get some help, but I've got that off the back of doing my short videos. So Liam's been helping me. He's the Mercedes tech that I said about. He was talking me through like testing different
pins across the relays and where I was getting voltage, where I wasn't, and he was tracing back all the wiring. But I think he was kind of like doing it off the top of his head, and he was getting to the point where he was a little bit stumped. So he has sent me a new list to go through by email, and push comes to shove, he said he'd pop round and try and help me with it, but that won't be for a couple of weeks. So I was hoping like this video would be a bit like inspiring to you, that you can do anything, but I can't do it without some help, basically some guidance, because this is beyond me, absolutely beyond me. And the stuff like I'll read through what I need to do in a minute, and I can follow that. I can do it. You just follow it methodically, but it is like it's just. So I suppose if you ever want to benefit from some kindness from a stranger on the internet, you just have to start a YouTube channel, keep at it for like 3 odd years, get 13,000 of followers or subscribers, and then maybe one of them might be able to help you with something that you have a problem with in the future. Now, I am very, very fortunate, extremely lucky that Liam is one of the subscribers. I know you lot, you know me, but I don't really know you. And I was just thinking, I don't even know what he looks like. So I did type in his name on Google last night. He is like one of the, I couldn't be any luckier. The person that he is, he's been a Mercedes tech, like that's, his working life, he's been a Mercedes tech. He's even award winning. So if I can't do this, then if it does come to it and then he pops round, surely he's going to be able to fix this, and then I'll have a working van. We did get to a point last night where he was hoping it was this big fuse in here, which is like a massive 80 amp one. See that? Now, I did have exactly the same issue previously when I changed the battery once. I'd knocked this out, and I even got like a locksmith for auto, for motors. He come round and he was trying to figure it out. He couldn't figure out anything, and then in the end I ended up finding the fuse like laying next to the battery. So I just popped that back in and it started, and he said, all right, okay, well, we're not going to charge you properly because you was the one that fixed it. Oh, the errors on my diagnostic, they did come back up again, but he said he would expect them to actually come up. Right, so just to satisfy myself, I'm just going to pull the battery out and check the wiring in there, because that looks like a good place to hide peanuts. And I'm going to check the resistance on that CAN bus wire here, just in case, because there is a couple of nicks in it. Oh, I'm such a div. Right, first of all, in there, that looks all fine. And then I started trying to test the CAN bus system. I don't think my multimeter is up to scratch. I've done it in the OBD port and then on the instrument cluster. I thought I'd check this one. You know the one I said, I might have said it, that looks like CAN bus. It's not. That is not CAN bus. It's a good job he sent me the wiring diagram, because I tested it and I thought, hang on a minute, what am I doing? That's just for the fan box. I think I best work through the tests that I need to do. Oh, another thing as well, he was telling me which relays to pull yesterday, and he was saying, yeah, it says like K5 next to it. Mine's so dirty, I can't even read that. I didn't even realise it was there. I was like, there's nothing on there, what's he talking about? But then I looked at this one and I realised that, yeah, that says K5 there. So it is in there, it's just dirty, you can't see it. So I'm going to run through the testing again. Probably a lot of them I've already done yesterday, but I'll give it another crack just in case I've done something wrong. If it doesn't work and I can't figure out what's wrong, I might swap the SRB and SAM unit over, but we'll see. So he says, I've attached as many documents as I think can help you. I'll explain the voltage signal pathway to help you test everything to find out what is missing. I'm going to use 30Z in the description, as this relates to what is written on the electric circuit diagrams, but it basically means it's fused 12-volt supply from the battery. With relays, they are 4 or 5 pins designated by the following: 86 positive supply to energise the primary coil of the relay, 85 negative, open brackets ground, close brackets, supply to energise the primary coil of the relay, 87 usually connected to the consumer,
and when the relay is energized, that supplies that consumer with voltage. 87A, usually not connected to anything, it's the resting position when the relay is not energized. 30 is the positive supplier, usually permanent, but sometimes ignition supplied. The 12 volt on board electrical system battery, G1, supplies the voltage 30Z to fuse F6 under the driver's seat. That was that one that I pulled out earlier, the massive one. Fuse F6 supplies 30Z to connection 1 on pin 2 of the fuse relay module. That's the SRB. That's what we checked yesterday. Pin 2 is internally connected to the following components, subsequently supplying with 30Z, 86 and 30 of relay K9, fuse 13, 30 of relay K4, fuse 11. Providing you have 30Z at all the places above the engine relay K4 is the next point. Fuse 11 supplies 30Z to MK2, pin 1, which internally connects to 86 of relay K4. When the ignition is switched on, the CDI, that's the engine control unit, supplies a ground signal to plug MK2, pin 7 on the SRB, which internally connects to 85 of relay K4. This should energize the relay, allowing 30Z to pass from 30 to 87 of relay K4. This is internally connected to the following components, subsequently supplying them with 30Z, fuse 10, fuse 40, fuse 41, fuse 9, fuse 8, 86 of relay K5, 86 of relay K6. Providing you have 30Z at all the places above the start of relay K5 is the next point. When the ignition is switched on, 30Z should be present at 86 and 30 at K5. When you turn the key to start the engine, the CDI supplies a ground signal to plug MK2, pin 6 on the SRB, which internally connects to 85 of relay K5. This energizes the relay and supplies 30Z to the start solenoid via plug M1, pin 1 of the SRB. From plug M1, pin 1, this is where your aftermarket immobilizer takes over, which you have tested and is okay. If you are missing either one of the two ground signals from the CDI, which separately energizes relays K4 and K5, we'll look at that independently. First, focus on checking that all the 30Z supplies are present at the points listed above. I hope this helps, and let me know how you get on.
Right, I've done it. There we go. It's a 2020 Volkswagen Crafter. Medium wheelbase, high roof. Turn it into a camper van, eh?